Hi, my name is Rain, and I am the best cult leader to ever exist on Twitch. You can be one of the best cult members to ever exist on Twitch if you just subscribe below or give me a follow. Well, I guess that makes you the best subscriber on YouTube instead of Twitch, so. Tonight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some commentary to this video that I found. It's by some guy named Mat Boggs, and the title was 6 Behaviors That Scare Men Off. Dating Advice for Women. So I figured we'd give this a try. We're gonna check this video out.
Hey, this is Mat Boggs, and today we're gonna look at 6 behaviors that actually push men away. Behavior number 1 is playing games. This is when you're not really being true to your authentic self, right? It's like he texts you, text comes in and you're like, I could text him back, but you know what? I've been told that waiting actually draws more desire, creates desire.
I do want to start out first. YouTube, remember I'm your best friend. Make sure to follow YTDerpyGamer on twitch.tv. Yes, everyone, make sure to follow YTDerpyGamer on twitch.tv. Commission his art. He is the best cult leader to ever exist on Twitch, apparently, next to me. I was just going to say, like, I think dating advice is really fucking weird, only because, like, everybody is different. Growing up, guys would be like, oh, well, what do girls like? I could tell you what I would like. Dating advice that's gonna work for me isn't gonna work for, like, other people.
For him, I'm going to wait a day. Or he asks you out and you're not busy, you could hang out, but you tell him you're busy because you're just trying to create the appearance that you have an amazing life. Everyone has an authentic meter in them, and we can feel the authenticity meter in each other. So, like,
I feel like this guy is making up shit. I don't know how many people I know that genuinely like somebody and play around with them unless they don't have genuine feelings. Like, nobody is out there fucking with people's feelings playing hard to get unless they have contemplations about the relationship. Like, sometimes people have past trauma with relationships, which can make them kind of iffy to get into new commitments. Dating advice, don't talk about your ex. Honestly, yeah, that's a good one. And then this whole authenticity meter shit is also kind of bullshit. Because, like, manipulative people exist. How do you think women get locked up in abusive marriages? The guy pushes out all the charm and acts like his authentic self. And then, like, once they get married, like, all of that's out the window and they're a completely different person.
Example, you and I have an authenticity meter. And when we're being authentic to who we are, it's right in the center. It's aligned with who you are.
Another thing, this guy's acting like we have a literal words are hard. You're so stupid. We don't have a fucking meter on us. It's not really there, Matt. Some people are not very good at reading other people. So what does that say about your fucking A, I can't say authenticity.
Walk away.
Authenticity meter. It's called intuition, and that's true. Typing it isn't gonna help me, Bada. I still have to read it either way, and I can't read authenticity right, apparently, except now.
But when you're trying to be something you're not, it goes to the side, like, and it's like you're off center, you're off balance, and people can actually sense this. Behavior number 2 is being too aloof. This is where you don't actually show that you're interested in him. You don't give him compliments. You don't tell him you're attracted to him. You don't get excited when he calls. And it's this, because often women will put on this facade of playing hard to get, like, I'm not that interested. Well, the challenge is...
What he was saying about that is, I'm playing too hard to get. I feel like that's coming from a man's perspective on women or, you know, feminine people just not wanting to outright reject you or taking niceness for flirtation, and then they're playing hard to get, when in reality, like, they don't want to date you. I'm sure there are women out there who play hard to get because they do like to play games, but the average woman who is out there is not like, oh, I'm gonna play hard to get because that means he's gonna want me more and it's totally gonna work. Like, no one's out there fucking doing that. Matt Boggs, women have better shit to do.
Men don't invest in relationships where they don't feel like it's got a shot or a chance. And one of the ways we know, hey, this might actually go somewhere, is if you're giving us or showing us interest. Now, you don't want that pendulum to swing to the extreme, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment, but actually showing interest, actually letting him know you're attracted to him, letting him know you're interested in him.
Dating advice. Just fucking communicate with people.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
If you want one night stands, tell them I just want to fuck around. I'm not looking for anything serious. If you want the same thing, let's go. How hard is that? How hard is that? Honestly, the only dating advice that I can give people is you listen. You listen and you ask questions. That's it. Dating advice. And if, you hear something you don't like, or, if you're asking questions and you're getting answers you can't compromise on, date somebody else. There's a million fucking people out there. We are all insignificant. You can find somebody who is just as insignificant as you are.
Letting him know you want him will actually draw him in. Behavior number 3 is the opposite of being too aloof, and that's treating him as if he's perfect. I remember one of my best friends was dating this woman. He really liked her, and they were spending the night together, and he was telling me that they were brushing their teeth about ready to go to bed. And she stops brushing her teeth. She looks over at him, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, you are perfect." He said in that moment, he wanted to cringe and just run.
Why? Why? Does it feel too real for you, bro? Obviously, no one is perfect. But there are days where I'm looking at my husband and I'm just like, damn, I got lucky. Because in comparison to everybody else that exists, like, sometimes you are the perfect person, and why the fuck are you gonna get mad about that? They're acting like nobody is perfect. You're right, nobody is perfect. But at the end of the day, like, Jason is perfect for me in terms of a relationship because we communicate and we both compromise and we are aware that we both have different opinions. Like, he is perfect for me. I feel like I couldn't get the relationship with him that, with other people. I could be wrong. I just have to find that person. But I already have him, and he's perfect enough for me. So.
Because he knows he's not perfect. He knows he's got a bunch of flaws.
Well, yeah.
And if she's saying
That's not the
you
point.
are perfect, what men take that as if you're putting him on a pedestal and you've got a false view of him. And the moment you actually get to know him, the moment you know that he is really flawed and he's got a bunch of things that aren't perfect, you're not going to want him. You're not going to love him.
There we go. There we go. It all revolves back around to the man. If she thinks I'm perfect and then realizes I have flaws, she's not gonna want me. If you're dating someone who doesn't think you have flaws, I think you need to do better. And second of all, if she's leaving you because of your flaws, it's not because she told you that you're perfect. It's because she don't like your fucking flaws.
Love him anymore. What's way more powerful is to actually have the vibration of love and acceptance. That you're into him, but that you're willing to love him for his imperfections.
Well, duh.
That you're willing to accept him for who he is, and you're not putting him on this false pedestal. Being loved and accepted for who we are is actually one of the strongest draws and the strongest forms of connections we can have as human beings.
Well, yeah.
And behavior number 4 is an attitude of entitlement.
That goes for both parties.
Nobody likes people who feel entitled. You don't like people who feel entitled, and men, we don't like people who feel entitled. And here's the challenge. As a man, we know that one of our roles is to provide. It's been that way for thousands of years, and whether or not you can provide equally as he can provide, it's hardwired in us, that ability to provide. And men who've done a successful job at earning money for themselves, they become financially successful. Often, it's very easy for women to take advantage of that situation. And most men have felt taken advantage of, where women expect nice things, expect nice restaurants, expect to be taken out and buy me this.
Hold up. His viewpoint there is dumb. Like, you don't want women to expect to buy you things, but I'm not saying him in particular, but there are men who expect the woman to have the babies, keep the house clean, do all of the womanly duties. But they're gonna turn around and be like, I'm not gonna support you and give you everything you want. Like, you're the man, though. Aren't you supposed to buy me everything that I need? You are the provider. That is your gendered job. I mean, do you expect the guy to have the baby? No, that's not my point. Like, obviously, people who are born with a uterus are obviously gonna be the only one to have babies. I'm not saying a man has to have a baby, but they can't sit there and force gendered stereotypes on women, but then expect to get a free pass on their gendered stereotypes. Like, if you think your woman is supposed to stay home and cook and clean and have babies and do all these things to her, then you need to fucking provide for her and get her what she fucking wants.
This and fly me here and do this for me. And that attitude of entitlement is incredibly off-putting. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't want or like nice things or even want him to pay. I'm of the belief he should be paying. He should be providing. He should be taking out, even though you might be making more money than he is.
Okay. He just gained a little bit. At least he agrees with that aspect.
Right? He should be leading with that. But here's a very easy, simple way to flip the script, and instead of pushing him away with entitlement, draw him in with gratitude. No matter what level of success we are in our lives, and what I've come to find is the most successful people in the world are often the ones who are humble, who are often the ones who are first to say thank you, who are first to live from the state of gratitude. Wow, I love this. Thank you for this dinner. This is so amazing. Highly successful people, truly successful people live from that vibration. That's one of the things I love about my wife. Our finances are merged. And even when I take her out for a date night, I pay for the bill, and she'll say, thank you so much. This was amazing. And she shows gratitude in that moment. And I know that she's paying for half the bill. Our finances are merged. But just the gratitude is so endearing, and it totally draws him in.
I feel like a lot of this advice isn't even just specifically geared for women. It's both parties. Obviously you have to show gratitude to your partner. You got to show people that you care for them, or they're not going to stick around. That has nothing to do with male or female.
And number 5.
It can be both.
Now, I know that I'm going to get blowback for this one. I know that some of you are not going to like this. You're going to disagree with this one. But it's absolutely true.
Okay.
Number 5 is emasculating behavior. Now, we first have to define what is emasculating behavior, because there's a lot of connotations out there and concepts for what it is. Simply put, emasculating behavior is behavior that demonstrates you don't believe he has what it takes to accomplish the job. Simply put.
Men do towards women? Sometimes Jason doesn't know what the fuck he's doing in situations, and then I'd be like, what are you doing? Sometimes I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and he's got to step in and be like, what are you doing?
What the fuck, bro?
What? How does it emasculate you for someone to tell you that you're doing something improperly? And if you think you're doing it right, then why do you care what the other person thinks? How is that going to demasculate you? Bro, men do things wrong sometimes, right? And women know how to do those things better. Them correcting you and teaching you is not going to emasculate, whatever the fuck he said. But I feel like you can go about in a way, being like, hey, there's another way to do this. You want to see? I feel like there's a way to go about that where it's not condescending. Okay, so society places someone's value as a man on how they can provide for their partner. Thus, doing that makes them feel like they can't provide in some sense. And that's where I think feminism comes in. Why does the man have to provide for their partner? Why can't they both provide for the family? The reason I feel like so many men or masculine people have issues in society is because they have all these other people telling them you have to do this specific thing to be a man or you're not a man. You're still gonna wake up in the morning and you're gonna be like, I identify as a man. I'm a man. That's all you need to do to be a man. I can understand why men act like this, but it's still a problem and we need to stop.
Stop! I could have dropped my croissant!
But you're right. You're right,
You
Max.
can actually do it. That's emasculating behavior. And it often shows up as innocent suggestions. It often shows up as you trying to help or step in because you actually know how to do the thing better, and you can show them how to do it more efficiently and with a better outcome. But the challenge is, men, we have this deep-wired need to provide and...
Hi, this is Editing Rain, who is now a giraffe.
I say Colorado.
I had a pretty good point for this part right here. It's funny to me how this guy's not fellow dudes, maybe we should work on our insecurities. These women, they're not out to get us. It shouldn't hurt our feelings. We're big, strong men. But no. It's catered towards women. And he's just like, no, I can't talk. And instead, he's like, we have insecurities and we need you to baby us and cater to those insecurities so you don't hurt our feelings. But remember, we're not too emotional or anything. That's a woman thing. Bro, go to therapy. That's all.
For the ability to figure this out. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth getting the job done faster? Is that benefit worth the disconnect that you create with emasculating behavior? I'll just give you an example. I've shared this in another video. Because it's so clean.
Right.
That benefit worth the disconnect that you create with emasculating behavior. I'll just give you an example. I've shared this in another
Don't
video.
do it. Sir, you are an adult. How do you not know how to cut an onion? First of all. And second of all, what's wrong with learning things from your wife? Aren't you supposed to grow together as human beings? You're that fragile. You're gonna get butthurt over an onion? Okay, that's it.
Because it's so clean. It's such a clear example. I'm cutting an onion, helping my wife with dinner. She asked me, will you cut this onion? So I'm cutting this onion, and she comes over and she goes, honey, you're not cutting the onion the right way. You got to turn it like this and cut it like this. Now, I would have gotten to the same outcome.
So this guy says, now I would have gotten to the same outcome at the end of the day with that. No, you would not have. The cuts matter, bro. They matter.
At the end of the day, with that onion, I
Lies.
would have diced it into tiny little pieces.
No.
But her coming over and saying, you're not cutting it the right way, instantly I felt this wall come up. Yes, I know she's better at cutting onions. Yes, I know she's a better cook. But what that communicates, even in the underlying way, is that she actually doesn't believe that I can do it. And that I actually...
Bro, this guy's freaking out because of an onion. What I want to know, like, then if my husband comes up to me and is like, hey, my beautiful wife, whom I love, you are not cutting that onion properly. You need to fucking do it like this. He's a Leo. He's gonna correct me. That's just what he does. Does that mean he's defeminizing me? Effeminizing me because I'm the female? So I'm not really too sure why I put females in air quotes, but it made me think of this tweet. Why is tamales pronounced tamales, but females is pronounced females instead of famales? So yeah, that's a good one. I like it. And you should too. Okay, bye. I'm supposed to know how to cook, therefore my husband is correcting me and I'm no longer a woman. I'm a person. It doesn't fucking matter if I can cook. It doesn't matter if I love to clean. Just FYI, I fucking hate cleaning, and I don't know why I use this as an example. It doesn't matter if I can work on cars. Hi, me again. I don't know how to work on cars either. I've never even changed a tire by myself. So there's at least one gendered stereotype for you, I suppose. I am whatever I identify as, and you can fuck off. So fragile. So fragile.
बड़ी भाभी को थप्पड़
didn't provide the job she wanted. Or let's say that your husband isn't as handy around the house and he's fixing the
That's
toilet
okay.
or the little drain.
That's okay.
It's in the stopper. The water's leaking down there, and he's trying to figure it out.
Hey, I figured that
You know how
out.
to do it, and you can do it faster. In that moment, you've got to decide: am I going to say, "Honey, you're not doing this right. Step aside. Let me do this."
Yeah.
Which is emasculating behavior, or let him figure it out.
No, you can be a fucking partner and communicate with each other like normal people do.
I know that it might be tempting to want to step in, but the bond that you form by letting him actually do the job is incredible, especially if you let him figure it out and then celebrate him for a job well done.
Oh, okay.
It is momentous
Mm.
for men. On the flip side of that, the cost of the emasculating behavior degrades the connection in the relationship. So if you do, so here's kind of the rule of thumb. If he's not going to hurt himself and he's not going to hurt anyone else, let him figure it out. Let him proceed. And if you really do want to make a suggestion, here's a couple, or make a correction, here's a couple of phrases that you can use is, hey honey, can I make a suggestion? Or are you open to some feedback?
Fuck that. No. If you're my partner, you're my partner. Okay? And we love and trust each other. I'm gonna come up to you and be like, bitch, you're doing that wrong. Can I show you a better way? Hi, it's me again, interrupting your beloved time watching my beautiful face. Anyway, I did want to jump in and say that it's normal for me and my husband to call each other a bitch in an endearing way. If that's not normal in your relationship, then obviously, like, don't do that. Because first of all, it's misogynistic to call your wife a bitch. I felt like someone in the comments would jump down my throat. So, okay, bye. Like, I'm not gonna fucking treat you like a baby, sugarcoat shit, because I'm afraid of emasculating you, because, oh my god, heaven forbid a woman knows how to do this one thing better than me.
Because that question, that lead in, if he says yes, then he's open to it and he receives it much, much better and more effectively. So, number 5, emasculating behavior, actually letting him do the job creates an even stronger connection with him.
So baby, your husband.
6 is called the instant relationship. When you're dating someone, it's really easy to fall into the pattern of just trying to get him to like you.
You're right, Bada.
Before you even know if you actually like him or not. And I see that pattern happen a lot. And that kind of pattern where he can feel that you're just trying to get him to like you before you've even decided if you like him or want a long-term relationship. You sort of just assumed, I want this instant relationship. And that is actually repelling men because men want to feel chosen. Men want to feel selected above all the other options you have. All the other amazing men.
I know he's not Andrew Tate, but it just makes me think of the fact that Andrew Tate says that men can't cheat, but like women having an Instagram is them cheating. Like that's the kind of energy that gives off. He has to feel like he's the most amazing man that exists. I'm sorry, bro. I hate to break it to you, but there's billions of people on this planet. There's always going to be someone out there who is better fit for your partner than you are. Why do men need to be coddled like babies? Baby your man. Make him feel like he's the only man in the world.
And that you could choose out of all of them, you're choosing him. Every human being, that's a very, very powerful feeling to feel chosen, isn't it? When he says, I want you.
Well, duh.
All these other people, you matter to me. You're important to me. You're beautiful. You're amazing. And I think you would be the amazing person in my life. We can have an amazing relationship together. Well, he wants to feel that same way.
Duh.
So when you get into a relationship and just try to get him to like you, that communicates, wow, she's willing to have this instant relationship with me. There's something called the commitment connection factor. And here's what it means. When the connection is leading the commitment, these two factors are joined by an energetic cord, if you will. And when you're deepening the connection, it actually pulls the commitment forward. Okay, it's like if a guy goes on a first date with you and he pulls out an engagement ring and it proposes, you'd be like, no.
Anyone would be.
Crazy and you wouldn't want to date him again.
Anyone would be.
Why? Well, simply because you don't have the connection with him. You date that same guy for a year, have an amazing connection.
A year is not long enough.
He gets on his knee and proposes to you.
Year and a half is not long enough.
You're happy, you hug him, you say, yes, this is amazing. Why? Because you have a deep, profound connection with him. So when the connection actually is outpacing the commitment, it draws the relationship forward. However, when the commitment gets out in front of the connection,
okay, I get what he's saying.
That's when that cord breaks and the connection actually drops. So when a woman says,
true story,
she's like, I want to be committed, I want to have kids right away, I want to get married right away, when he feels that rush of commitment, it can absolutely kill
the connection. I will say, like, it is okay for people to state in the beginning, like, this is what I want from a relationship. If that scares you, if that's not what you want, then leave. Like, but, like, if that's not what you want at the moment, but you still want to get to know this person, why can't you continue to date them?
The connection. So, let the connection lead. Let the connection deepen, and that will naturally draw the commitment forward for the both of you. So my question for you is, what behaviors do men do that actually push you away? It's very, very valuable for men to
act like men.
So they can know what behaviors you want them to do that actually draw him closer to you. So go ahead and post that in the comment section below, and take a moment, get subscribed to this channel, because on this channel we are on a mission to increase love in the world one heart at a time.
Okay, I can.
Hit that notification bell so that you get the announcements, because every week we're bringing you a fresh video to help deepen the love in your life.
That was the jumbled thought process on that whole video. This was 6 behaviors that scare men off. Dating Advice for Women by Mat Boggs. I will link it below in the description. I hope you guys come check us out while we're streaming. Twitch.tv/RainsStormin. We would love to have you here. We love meeting people and having great discussions. Okay, bye!